In the last episode, Ushio and Tora saved the lives of Kagari and Reishin. Now in the next episode, some of the temple seniors get angry with their people, because they could not bring Beast Spear. Just then the head priest Nakamura also comes back, and he understands that they have caused some trouble in his absence. He starts getting angry with them, because, to protect the Beast Spear and nurture those who wield it, this is the secret teaching of their sect, so they have been trained for possible successors according to those teachings. Now, Oyakum also knows about it. That's why she's angry. After this we see a flashback, where Oyakum tells him, Beast Spear selects its wielder, so Ushio may be the chosen one, because he can wields the Beast Spear. So Oyakum explains Nakamura, we cannot interfere in that. Then she tells, as one of the Oyakum who have faced Hakam in 4th generations, this is my order. Now Nakamura order his people together, because they have decided to monitor Ushio as a possible inheritor of the Beast Spear. On the other hand, Ushio and Tora came to Hot Spring, because Kagari and Reishin have told them that this place is good for healing. That's when, Ushio feels that someone is here other than them. So he goes to check, where a beautiful girl named Saya was also taking a bath in this spring. Just then Saya also sees them. Seeing this, Ushio says sorry, but she immediately runs away from here. Then Tora tells Ushio that the girl is not normal. Saya comes to her house, where his father Taki was getting angry because of being late. Then we learn that Saya's family does not allow her to go out for long. After this Saya's father and grandmother come inside a room with her, where there was a barrier. Now grandmother tells Saya to console their household god. After this Saya comes to Omamori, the one who has been imprisoned here for a long time, and was not allowed to go out. Omamori gets smell of a strange human and monster from her body. Saya panics on hearing this. But Omamori says, perhaps they will help you and me leave this place. The next day, Ushio and Tora came out, where Saya also came today. Suddenly Saya is about to fall in front of a car, but Ushio saves her. Then the shopkeeper tells that this girl is from Takatori household, and they own most of the land around here. After this Ushio starts carrying Saya to her house. Then Saya tells him that sometimes I start to feel faint. Now Ushio apologizes for yesterday's incident. Then Saya says I am fine now, so you can put me down. That's when Ushio learns that Saya can see Tora too. Then Saya tells that I am of the bloodline of the white-haired ones, who can see the world of the Ayakashi and hear their voices. Now Ushio tells Saya about himself and carries her to her house. On the other hand Taki was thinking that as long as we continue to worship Omamori, our Takatori household will remain prosperous. Here Ushio has brought Saya to his house, but Saya wanted to talk to him about something. Just then Taki comes and gets angry at Saya, because every time she faints and have to be carried home, so it hurts his reputation. Also her grandmother says, do you want to die young like your mother and cause us even more problems? Hearing this, Ushio gets angry. To this Taki says, you should have just taken your money and left by now. This makes Ushio even more angry. But Saya stops him and asks Taki for half an hour's time, because she wanted to talk to Ushio about something. After this Taki agrees to it. But now he had noticed Beast Spear. Ushio asks, what do you want to talk about? Then Saya starts telling them that my mother died when I was very young. Then we see a flashback of her mother. She was telling Saya that our duty is to act as intermediaries between humans and yokai, and help them get along. Now Saya tells Ushio that reality was totally different, because her mother was a tool used to protect this household's fortune. And I never saw my parents speak to each other. My mother was trapped here in this household, for the sole purpose of protecting it and eventually died. Now Saya asks Ushio, have you ever heard this story? Where it dwells will be blessed with fortune and power, but where it leaves, disaster and poverty shall follow. Now Ushio starts to understand something. After this Saya tells that this household was succeeded in trapping a god, and that god is Omamori, while my task is to console her. But Omamori's real name is Zashiki Warashi. Now Tora looks at the barrier, and says that it is very powerful. But Omamori knows Tora. Ushio is shocked to learn this. Then Tora says I was once trapped, just like you are now. Omamori then says that I have been here for a long time so I would like to leave. So Omamori requests them to destroy the barrier. On the other hand Taki remembers Omamori's words, who said that one bearing a spear will arrive and set me free. Now Ushio asks, you brought me here to destroy this barrier? Then Omamori says, you have the power to do so. But Tora warns Omamori, because when the barrier will be destroyed, a massive wave of energy from outside will hit this house, and it will wipe her out. Saya gets angry on Omamori after learning this, because she didn't tell her about it. Then Omamori says, "For 200 years I have been consoled by many white-haired women. But now I have had enough. Because I do not want to watch you die too." Just then Taki tries to attack on Ushio, because he has understood Ushio wants to destroy the barrier. But Taki will not let this happen. Because ever since his ancestors trapped Omamori in this barrier, his family has been blessed with good fortune and prosperity. But Ushio gets angry on this and attacks him. Now Saya wants to stop Omamori, because she will die as soon as the barrier is broken. Now Tora also wants to free Omamori, because she is also imprisoned here like him. After this, Ushio goes to destroy the barrier. But Saya comes in front of him and stops him from breaking the barrier, because she didn't want to see Omamori die. Just then Taki's men capture Ushio. After this, Taki goes to attack him. But Tora stops him and comes inside the barrier himself, because he wants to protect Omamori. But Ushio still can't do anything, because Saya was standing in front of him and her family also forbids her to move. But now Saya starts remembering her mother, and starts saying, "Omamori, are you content with that being your life?" Hearing this, Saya tells her family that, now this household has prospered enough. So let us free her. Saya then moves away from the front and Ushio destroys the barrier. Now because of this a powerful wave of energy comes here. But Tora and Ushio save everyone. After this Omamori becomes free. But now Saya's family was not happy with this. Tora asks Omamori, "What are you going to do from now on?" Then Omamori says, "I was proof that the white-haired women lived. So it is clear where I must go next. And I will not forget this debt." After this, Ushio also says goodbye to Saya and leaves with Tora. In the next scene, Nakamura has a dream. And this is from when she was in 3rd grade. And a boy was carrying her. But Nakamura has a feeling this person was always covered in scratches, that he got helping others. But Nakamura doesn't understand why this dream is coming to her. But she was also angry at Ushio, because he has disappeared without informing her. On the other hand, Inoue's father brought a mirror, which was actually a Chinese antique. Suddenly Inoue feels vibration in it, but she doesn't pay much attention to it, and goes to school with Nakamura, during which she tells Nakamura also about that mirror. Then both of them start talking about their childhood memory. Nakamura starts remembering about Ushio and gets sad, because he had not met her for a long time. However, Nakamura acts in such a way that she doesn't care about Ushio. Now Nakamura is depressed all day at school, but if anyone talks about Ushio's bar, she gets angry at them. Also the rest of the boys seemed calm without Ushio. Seeing this, Inoue decides to take Nakamura to Ushio's house with her. But Inoue knew about Ushio and Tora, so she hopes they are doing well whatever they are. Now both of them come to Ushio's house and ask his father why Ushio is not coming to school. Then Ushio's father says that a distant relative needed a favor, so I had him go in my place. But you don't need to worry about that. On this Nakamura says that I am not worried about him and starts getting angry. Seeing this, Inoue comes to her. Then Nakamura says that he could have told us before he left. On the other hand, Ushio feels that someone is talking about him. But still both of them were at Kagari and Reishin's house. After this Ushio has dinner with them. Now Reishin says, "You should stay here for some more days." But Ushio had decided to leave tomorrow, because he has to go to Hokkaido also. After this Ushio was standing near the pool, where suddenly, there is some vibration in it and now Ushio sees Nakamura in it, who seemed worried about something. But after that everything disappears. Now Ushio immediately comes to Tora, Kagari and Reishin, and starts asking, "How can I hear the voice of things that appear in the water?" Now Reishin understands that this thing is related to the water mirror. So Reishin and Kagari take him to the mirror expert, who lived in a cave on top of a mountain, and maybe he can give an answer to this. After this, Reishin starts calling to mirror expert. Now hearing his voice, mirror expert comes out. But as his eyes go to the beast spear, he gets scared and immediately starts running away. Seeing this, Reishin explains to him that Ushio has not come to kill you. But mirror expert was still on the run. Suddenly Tora grabs him. Now seeing him, the mirror expert gets ready to listen to him. Ushio asks him, "What is the meaning of what I saw in the water mirror?" Then mirror expert takes them back for some time. Now everyone sees that Nakamura came to Inoue's house, where she starts looking at the old mirror. Then Inoue notices that the mirror has been moved, because before this, the mirror was facing the other way. After that both get busy with their work. But actually, this mirror was a demon mirror. who wants to take them to his world. Inoue thinks Nakamura is thinking about Ushio, so she starts talking about summer vacation of 3rd grade, when both did a handicraft project together, but a dog ran away with their project, after which Nakamura sought help from Ushio, but it felt that Ushio did not care, while Ushio went in front of the dog to take the project. Just then Nakamura had also come searching for him. Seeing Nakamura, the dog went to attack her, but Ushio saved him. After that the dog ran away. Now Ushio starts carrying Nakamura from here, and she actually saw this scene in a dream. Suddenly there is a vibration in the mirror and both get scared seeing this. Then a monster comes from inside it. Inoue rushes to save Nakamura, after which the monster takes Inoue with him, but Nakamura was unable to do anything. Mirror expert tells that this is related to the mirror demon, because long ago, a woman cheated on some men, and he created it using evil methods. Now Ushio decides to save Inoue. Then the mirror expert tells that you have to go inside the mirror and defeat him. But mirror expert also warns Ushio and says, "My powers last only as long as it takes water to boil, so you need to come before it, otherwise you will be trapped inside the mirror forever." Ushio and Tora then go inside the mirror, where they see a light, from where both of them come to Inoue's room. Now Ushio asks Nakamura to put the mirror down, but Nakamura was unable to recognize Ushio. She then puts the mirror down, but she also comes inside with them, because Inoue was taken because she protected her. So now she wants to protect Inoue. Nakamura tells Tora that I have seen you somewhere, but Nakamura still didn't know Ushio's identity. After this, all three come in front of the mirror demon, where he had naked Inoue. Because of this they get very angry on him, but now the mirror demon also transforms himself and attacks them. However, Tora destroys its attack. Now he was very angry, but they do not have much time. So Ushio attacks the mirror demon with full power, after which the mirror demon gets destroyed, and thus Ushio and Tora save Inoue. After this Ushio comes out with Nakamura and Tora with Inoue. Today Nakamura also learns of Ushio's identity and is glad that he has saved her. Now Ushio says that I will be home soon and returns with Tora. After this the episode ends. But if you have missed the previous part, then definitely watch the video of the left side. Also subscribe to Annie Summary, and set the notification to all.